Betty Roselle.
And my name is Julie Leist.
And we're both from the Center for Career Development, and we're going to be talking to you today about your personal brand. Your personal brand consists of three major things: professionalism, networking, and social media. So it's important for you, from a professionalism point of view, to understand overall how you're presenting yourself. In terms of networking, we want you to be aware of how you interact with others and how they might perceive you. And then certainly from social media, what you do and what you say and what you're posting online can help and sometimes hurt your career. So the first one, professionalism, it really is about the way you present yourself overall. It means the way that you are dressing, not only when you're in class, but probably more importantly when you're going to a networking event or an industry conference, let's say. Definitely on a job interview for a summer job, an internship, or a full-time position. It also includes your nonverbal and verbal behavior. So speaking with slang, for instance, would be something that one might categorize you as unprofessional. And then the other point would be the way that you interact with others. Are you outgoing, or do you tend to be more shy? And that can contribute to people's impressions of who you are from a professional perspective.
So what Betty was saying earlier about networking, we just want to talk about how networking and being professional in your networking can help you later on. So every time that you meet someone is an opportunity for you to make a connection, that you can maintain contact with that person, and it may be helpful or beneficial for you later on in your career. For example, you may already know who your next boss is. Something I always like to use as an example is maybe my dad's friend works for the Red Cross, and I decide later on down the road, I really love the Red Cross's mission and what the organization is all about. I'm really interested in working there. I already have a connection there, and reaching out to that person or reaching out to an alumni that that works at that organization is definitely a way to make that bridge and get your name into the company. Every time that you meet someone is an opportunity, and every event that you go to is an opportunity for you to expand your network and to expand those connections. It's all about who you know, and we hear that all the time these days, and it's true. It's a really great thing to know someone who works at an organization that you want to be in.
And I think some people are uncomfortable with the term networking, and so we like to refer to it as relationship building. So it's not that you're reaching out to people just when you need something. It's this idea that you're going to work to build relationships over time, and they can be mutually beneficial to you and that particular person you're networking with.
Exactly. So we like to say in the Career Center that the best time to get a job is 2 weeks before it's posted. So say you are looking for a full-time job after graduation or an internship. If you know people in the industry or know alumni in the industry that you want to work in, they may reach out to you and say, we know that there's going to be an opening in this part of our business, and we know that you're a business major or an HR major or a counseling major, and we think you would be a great fit. We'll be posting it next month, and just keep an eye out and send me your resume, things like that. So having that knowledge of the posting and the knowledge of the people that work there before it's even posted out on their website or on job posting sites is a great benefit. So we just want to talk a little bit about how your personal brand is going out through social media. We just want to start with giving you some facts about employers looking at your online profiles. 70% of recruiters denied candidates due to information that they found online, and that's a really high percentage. That means that they may Google a candidate's name, and their LinkedIn comes up, their Twitter account comes up, their Facebook account may come up, and they look at your pictures, they look at postings, and they really do form an opinion about your brand and what you're putting out there about yourself. 75% of companies have hiring policies that encourage recruiters to examine an applicant's online reputation. That means that it's part of the recruiter's job to go in and Google that person's name, look on those people's profile pages, and find out more about what they're doing outside of the workplace. And finally, 84% of recruiters think that online reputations will impact future hiring procedures. So really that just means that what they're seeing on your profiles really will affect what they're doing with their hiring choices later on.
So as Julie mentioned, when you're beginning the search, that's not really the best time to start networking. So you're preparing in advance for any search. And so in preparing in advance, you're building your network, you are doing a resume, you're doing a cover letter, and also you're reviewing your online presence and really with the facts that she just shared with you, making sure that what's out there about you is of a positive nature.
Right, and it's all about being prepared, because you never know when you're going to meet someone or network with someone that may decide to find out more about what you're doing and more about your professional profile, and they may be looking you up ahead of time. So it's definitely important to maintain that profile.
So what many of us are doing online with connecting with others through social networking sites such as Facebook or Instagram can be seen as a really good and a positive thing to increase your circle of relationships. Always can be a good thing. But we just want you to remember some of these key tips. So be careful about who you're adding in terms of friends and connections. Think carefully if you want to connect with faculty or staff online. That would be faculty here at the university, staff at the university, even people that you work with. Because sometimes the things that you put online may not be taken the way that you meant it to be, and you just don't want to hurt your professional reputation that way. Oversharing, you've heard this before, you know this, that there are some people online that share too much, and don't be one of them. Then tagging photos. You can use your privacy settings to make sure that when you're tagged in a photo, it won't appear unless you want it to appear. So there are reminders. I know that's not new information, it's just reminders, because what you post online definitely is impacting your personal brand.
And going along with that, making sure that you're maintaining your profiles and reviewing your profiles regularly. Remove or hide any content that you don't want on your Facebook page, on your Instagram. If someone tagged you in something a month ago and you don't want it there anymore, take it off. So definitely going on and thinking about how someone who doesn't know you, who's looking at your profile, how they are seeing it, and just checking those things. In addition, monitoring social media job boards means following companies on Twitter, following companies on Facebook. A lot of places post their openings on social media sites. They'll say we're looking for a new administrative assistant, they're looking for an HR generalist, anything like that. So definitely follow those places and participate in their webinars, things like that. So following those companies online is a great way to maintain a positive social media presence. And begin by creating your professional profile. So in addition to your Facebooks, your Twitters and Instagrams, things like that, you can also create a LinkedIn, which we'll tell you a little bit more about.
So what we know is that networking is the most effective job search strategy. It has been for a while, and I imagine that it will continue to be. So this LinkedIn online platform is a way for you to create an online presence, and we're going to show you a brief video that gives you a sense of what LinkedIn can do for you.
If you're watching this, chances are good you want to get a job. You want to go from student to rising star, and you want to avoid eating the same meal over and over and over again. Good news, you're in the right place. That's right, LinkedIn. It's not just for top executives, it's not just for old people with heavy briefcases. It's for you, and it's the perfect place for you to start your professional story. Say you want to get a job in New York City. You've never been there before, but that's okay because you have LinkedIn on your side. You start by creating your profile. You give it love because you know it's what recruiters are looking for day and night. It's your resume that never sleeps. It's your flashing neon sign that says, hire me, for the love of all that is good in this world, hire me. Then you start making connections. Alumni working in New York? Yes. Recruiters at top companies in New York? Yes. Your mom's best friend? Yes. You start imagining whose shoes you want to walk in. You think, wow, this is a lot of deep stuff to consider. You shake yourself out of it and start searching for jobs. Whoa, that's a lot of jobs for students. Time to get down to business. You start to tailor your profile. You start applying. You feel empowered, in control, like you should be CEO. That gives you an idea. You look up all the CEOs of all the companies you want to work at. You see one of them went to your university. Then it hits you. You see a clear path from campus to career. You feel like you can see the future. You wonder if you're psychic. Should you start a hotline? No, back to plan A. You keep tailoring and connecting and applying, and before you know it, you start getting responses. First a few, then more, then an interview, and then you're hired. And that's when the real learning begins.
So as you can see from that short video on LinkedIn, there's numerous things that you can use and benefit from. Examples are you can add connections, very much like you do on Facebook. Join groups. We're recommending that you join groups such as alumni groups, University of Grand Alumni Group, and then any industry specifics. As an example, maybe the American Banking Association. You can also follow companies that are of interest, and that's really important because if you follow companies, many times they do have job postings that will show up in the news feed, and then you can use the job search feature of LinkedIn. The other really neat thing about LinkedIn is if you do have a profile, when anyone Googles your name, that's the first thing that comes up. So it's a really easy way for you to control what people will automatically see when they Google your name. In terms of the connections, I just wanted to mention that there are over 23,000 people affiliated with the university that have LinkedIn profiles. The majority of them are alumni, some of them are your fellow classmates, but nonetheless, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to connect with alumni who maybe had the same major as you, live in the same town as you, or work for an organization that you have an interest in working for. We in the Career Center help students create and strengthen their LinkedIn profile, so keep that in mind when you're ready to do that for yourself.
So if you're interested in making an appointment with a career counselor to talk about your social media accounts, to start a LinkedIn, to strengthen your LinkedIn, to practice your networking, your elevator pitch, definitely make an appointment with us. We're located in Chiswick Hall up near the Wellness Center. You can call our phone number 570-941-7640 to make an appointment. You can do it anytime, so please reach out to us if you're looking to just even talk about your career.
Thank you.